see you! But my name's Dave, I'm also known as InfectedFlinch. After a very long day of watching YouTube videos and making them, and also doing a lot of writing and not cleaning my room, I like to use the closed caption system on YouTube. Now, this particular video may become a series, and depending on how well it does, but this one is actually from Lee, RetroGamerAddict. Lovely guy. But the use of English language from the closed caption system from YouTube, well, let's see what it does with the words he says. So, join me and enjoy. Videos plans to be fetid Flinch's question. Is story important games? If you look at sales figures for some recent games of Commando, do as you thievers force the new Star Wars game Ball from Spinner them Gastra. Well, do is go storybook. Most people play for multiplayer are big sellers. They'll probably say it's not be all and end all. Really doesn't need to be very good story. Franchises reason like you this Mario game to like experiencing cracking story. Pretty much same thing over and over in a Princess. No real story out there and you can't deny that fantastic games. So technique like it don't need to have a story. To be a successful game or to even be a great game, you can have again, weary, still in play. And it is what it is. He said all that for me. oh dear. Start again. All that for me personally, like stories, massively important. There's nothing but it's played them playing a game and being merged into it. Because it was well written and actually leaving care about the characters you played me, I can tell. When I'm playing again, that's like that is 'cause I will not stop likes to play, like your sausage. Oh, this is all real. I can't make this up. Will not stop likes to play like your sausage. Create a play for a little bit lost. What smells and sounds when I'm playing a game? I've lost where I am. A little bit lost when smells and sounds when I'm playing a game that is well written and have a story. I have to finish it. Cannot play too lenient. Community like watching a film. You weren't watching film and halfway through stuff is Iraq. Enough at another day, you're doing a sit-in. Obviously don't know gives our longer stuff, so it just took a long time to finish. Some of these big games, book stories, so well written, car not a common stocks in 2002, are completed, have come to the conclusion of the end recent games. I think is richer, which I mean never played, which to be like you can get into it, which is 3. And I think it was a case you wanted to see our story would develop, what were gonna happen, and another thing about games, I got really good stories. It actually finished the game, you actually missed her, well I actually missed the characters. She's busy, which is like all these Last of Us. I actually miss those characters. I've never really watched a film and then like Mr. Kerry. I mean, anything when you watch the film, you know what your 2 hours is not. You know invested in him, whereas when you're playing games nowadays is life. For you, I was 10. You are spending time with us, and so I get to know a lot more personal. This is where, again, feel more connected to the couches, because you actually control them, which confirms so, all those things, mixed origin. Gives importance to me, like I said, it's always been that way. I mean, I'm going back now to the first game of the story, that so hopefully will probably not to place undue what you've been insulting to the past again. That's it, really good story to it. And I thought we played against me nicely for public. Lucky more hours on FIFA, and And I will any other game which is licensed now go back to carrying on playing throughout the season. But even in some games that I don't just play, actually create myself and put myself in somewhat seamless support and pretty clear modern place. I suppose in a way they are role-playing, a role-player situation, and I'm so create my own story. I get the most enjoyment, gives me a few, have said this many times. The last ability is the best film. It's perfect story-wise, gameplay-wise, and I don't think I've ever seen a film that's got a better story than that form. Me, personally. I just absolutely loved it, and again, story-driven is not open world, or anything like that. We create our own stories. Very is linear. You could undersert and powerful, and it tells an amazing story. So for me, I have to say story is important. Is one of the main things I look for in games. Is not $1 billion will play games. I go story good games and mechanically sound, really fun to play. But I always look forward to that big so story to going. But I always look forward to that big so story is going to sit down and take for Cialis in my life. I'm going to get properly into it, and yeah, I don't need anything is better than any other former. Going to see a show, see as an emergency film, watching a film reading, a book none of them can compare to play again. Because you're actually watching it, you taking part in a year, in some situations you actually influence in the story. Turns out, like... Ooh, where am I? You actually influence in the story. Turns out, like Until Dawn, have nicely played up again and again. I want to play again. Into choices, you make changes, story and other things as well. As if you look at all games, retro games, you say intended game, story, and then, whenever really important for all the process, we'll put into making the game's graphics and gameplay and stories right down to him. But you see, in generations, have gone on to be more popular, made more money games comers abroad, in best reprise, and we've seen how important good story is, and long may it continue. So in conclusion, then his story important for me is massively important book for the bigger games companies. It's not. And there you have it. The reading of Lee, RetroGamerAddict, saying what is important about story, but told by closed captionings. I'm Dave, also known as InfectedFlinch. Comment, like and subscribe, and be sure to check out RetroGamerAddict. Good day!